Liberation movement on the continent celebrates 102 years of existence today. Formed in 1912 under very different circumstances, as you can imagine, the organization grew to be the country's largest and has been the ruling party since 1994. Well, the party has gathered in Nelspruit this week for this year's January 8th statement. To talk to us further about this is Secretary General of the ANC, Mantashe, and he's going to be elaborating about what this week has in store as far as the ANC is concerned. Mantashe, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning, Ali. Morning to your viewers.
On this 20-year anniversary of the ANC, of the democracy, I should say, not the exact day, but on the year that we celebrate 20 years of democracy, the ANC celebrates 102 years of its existence. It's quite a milestone. What has kept the organization going?
Now, Ali, let me first of all congratulate the class of 2013 of the matric. The ANC is 102 years old today, and it has been around, and of that 102, 20 years in government, 30 years was under conditions of illegality and in exile, and we are now celebrating the 102 years of our existence and 20 years of democracy. One of the things that we must celebrate is the progress we're making in changing South Africa to be a better place to be in. And that process is not an easy one, it's quite a complex one, but we're making strides. And I think the release of the matric result yesterday added to our reason to celebrate. Because until we go past the 80% mark, we must continue being focused and continue to grow the matric results. We've done well in the area of health. We are investing in infrastructure, and this week we will be celebrating the achievements while we are also focusing on what we'll be doing moving forward.
Now, a lot has happened in those 102 years. Different generations of leadership have come and gone. We know that last year saw the passing of Nelson Mandela. A huge gap has been left in the hearts of many South Africans. He was groomed and raised within the ANC. How has the party changed or grown in the past years?
The ANC is an organization in society. What happens in society has an impact on the character of the ANC. And the ANC impacts on its members and its leaders. That's why every leader of the ANC will be contributing in making history, but he will equally, or she will be equally, be a product of history. So the current situation where we're a governing party is imposing new challenges for the ANC, different to the challenges faced by the leadership that led the ANC under conditions of illegality and in exile. Also, a different circumstances pertain to those that are in the 50s and before. So the ANC is quite aware of that. The reason that it has existed for 102 years is that it always preserves and adapt. It preserves what is good, it adapts to changing conditions, and continue to move to a higher level.
Now, you did mention in, I think, the first or the second question that this growth that you've seen as the ANC has not come without some challenges. How do you manage to rise above that and continue to press on, holding on to those founding visions and those goals that you had set out for yourselves as an organization when it was first founded?
And I always explain to people that social problems are not resolved like natural problems. Because social problem is not like you take water and syrup and produce a drink. In social problem, it needs consistency, you must persist, you must be focused, you must improve incrementally and accept that incremental improvement is the only way. You don't have a leap forward in social problems. And that, if it is instilled in the team, becomes a way of dealing with problems and overcome them, and not spend all the time focusing on the negative, which is an appeal we always make to South Africans. focus on things that pull the country out of the morass. There are many. And if we focus on them, that is where the lifeline is. Then you have all the energy to deal with the negatives.
I'm glad you touched on focus, because that's my next question. It's got a lot to do with that. What will the January 8th statement and the election manifesto of the ANC focus on this year?
It will be revealed on Saturday, but I can safely say that our manifesto and the January 8th will be intertwined, because you can't have a January statement that says something else and have a manifesto that moves to the opposite direction. We will be building on the work we've been doing over the past 5 years. You will remember that over the past 5 years, we had 5 areas of focus. The first one was more jobs, decent work, sustainable livelihood. The second one was education. The third one was health. The fourth one was rural development and land reform. And the last one was fighting crime and corruption. This year's manifesto will have to focus on those things still and build on what we have been doing over the last 5 years. And as you have seen, that one of the ways of trying to deal with serious problem of unemployment was to invest in infrastructure. And I think that is the correct thing to do, because the state must invest in infrastructure so that world-class infrastructure can crowd in private sector investment. And if we work together, we can move forward and make this country a better place to live in.
That much anticipated election date, are we likely to hear anything of when the elections will take place by this weekend, do you think?
Unfortunately, President Zuma has kept that in his head. We wish we can unlock it and understand the date. We have not had access to that.
Okay, we'll see whether or not we can try and convince you to at least give us a hint. So give us a scoop when we do join you. I know Morning Live will be there for the January 8th statement. So we'll see you in Mpumalanga this weekend.
Thank you very much.